How does a simple, pretty straightforward insurance slogan accidentally create one of the most unforgettable characters in advertising history? It's kind of amazing when you think about it. Today, we're going to dig into the brilliant and totally accidental icon, the Geico Caveman.
It all starts right here, with this one simple, almost cliché tagline. The message from Geico was supposed to be really straightforward. Hey, our website is incredibly easy to use. And honestly, the slogan itself was meant to be the whole message. But the creative team, well, they decided to take it one massive step further.
And this is the spark of genius. The ad agency behind it all, the Martin Agency, asked a really simple but totally game-changing question. What if cavemen weren't extinct? What if they were just living among us, integrated into modern society, and they just happened to hear this unbelievably offensive slogan?
So you see, the real brilliance wasn't the slogan itself. It was the hilarious and completely unexpected fallout from it. The entire campaign became about the consequences of the ad, not the ad itself. It was this perfect meta-joke that laid the foundation for everything that came next.
So let's go back to that very first commercial. Picture this. We're on a pretty standard TV ad set. A Geico spokesperson is delivering his lines. Everything seems totally normal, right up until he gets to that fateful tagline.
The formula they used was so simple, but man, it was effective. You've got the pitch, then you've got the slogan, and then comes the reveal. One of the crew members, the boom mic operator, is a caveman. But he's not what you'd expect. He's sophisticated, wearing a nice shirt, and he is just deeply, deeply offended. What happens next is just pure comedic gold.
And that one line, that single line, just perfectly captures the awkward, almost cringy humor that made the whole campaign work. The director is all flustered, the caveman storms off the set. It was perfect. The joke wasn't on the caveman, it was on the totally clueless, culturally insensitive ad guy.
Now, after that initial success, they really could have just stopped there. But instead, they doubled down. They took this one-off gag and turned it into a fully realized, surprisingly complex character. He was so much more than a stereotype, because they did something brilliant. They completely flipped our expectations on their head.
This is the key to the whole thing. We all expect a grunting, primitive brute with a club, right? But what we got was this eloquent, cultured guy living in a stylish apartment, listening to chill music, and just dealing with everyday frustrations. He went to therapy. He enjoyed fine dining. He played racquetball. They took every single one of our expectations and just subverted them.
In one of the most famous follow-up ads, we actually see the caveman in a therapy session, and he drops this line. And it's just so relatable. You can hear the pain in his voice, right? The frustration of being stereotyped, even by your own family. It made him feel real. It honestly made him feel human.
And really, that's what it all boils down to. We all know what it feels like to be unfairly judged or put into a box. And by tapping into that super universal human experience, the ads created this deep sense of empathy for this prehistoric man who's just trying to make it in the modern world.
And the world they built just kept reinforcing his struggle. I love the ad where he's walking through an airport, and he sees the Geico ad playing on one of those moving walkway billboards. He just sighs, totally defeated. That line, "It's everywhere," just perfectly captured his exhaustion. He literally couldn't escape the very stereotype he was trying to fight. This character became so beloved, so popular, that he just couldn't be contained by 30-second ad slots anymore. The Geico Caveman broke out of the commercial break and became a genuine pop culture phenomenon.
I mean, just look at this timeline. The rise was absolutely meteoric. The first ad airs in 2004, and just 2 years later, he's voted America's favorite ad icon. He beat out legends like the Energizer Bunny. The momentum was so huge that by 2007, ABC greenlit a primetime sitcom based on the characters. Now, okay, the show itself wasn't a huge hit, but the fact that it even got made, that speaks volumes about how incredibly popular these guys were.
So, what's the lasting legacy here? Let's break down why this campaign wasn't just funny, but really a masterclass in marketing that's still so relevant today. Yeah, this whole thing was a masterclass in brand storytelling. They didn't just sell insurance. They told a story we actually wanted to follow. They built an entire world, turning a simple slogan into a whole narrative universe. And by flipping stereotypes on their head, they created a character we genuinely cared about. It just proves that we're all wired to connect with stories and characters way more than we are with slogans or data points. But here it is. This is the most brilliant, mind-bending trick of the entire campaign. Think about it. Most ads want you to identify with the happy customer. Geico did the complete opposite.
They made us empathize with the person their own ad was offending. It was such a risky, self-aware, and just utterly genius move that turned the whole advertising model on its head.
And that's what I really want to leave you with. The Geico Caveman campaign forces us to ask this very question. Is a brand icon just a recognizable face selling a product, or is it a personality with thoughts, feelings, and a story of their own? The answer to that? Well, that might just be the difference between a pretty good ad and a true cultural icon.